Every once in a while you come across a place with such natural beauty that you can't help but want to return. Welcome to Pacific Grove, California. Hey, welcome to beautiful Pacific Grove, California. And behind me is the Asilomar Conference Center and Hotel. In this video, we're going to give you a tour and show you what to expect if you come to this facility. You'll know you arrived when you see these two stone columns, which is the entrance to the Asilomar Conference Center and Hotel. Asilomar was opened in 1913 as a leadership campus for women. It was part of the YWCA, and it closed in 1933 during the Great Depression. Many of the historic buildings here were built and designed by the famous architect Julia Morgan between 1913 and 1928. And many of those buildings, at least 10, still stand today. The historic buildings that Julia Morgan designed were styled in the arts and crafts style with exposed beams and wood. They were unpainted and they used local materials like the redwoods to build them. Now in 1956, the state of California took over this property and turned this whole area into the Asilomar State Park and turned the facility here with the buildings into the Asilomar Conference Center and Hotel. So you can come here for a conference or come here just to check in and spend a few days. It's a beautiful, beautiful spot, and you'll see why, because it's only a few steps from the Pacific Ocean. So as I mentioned, at least 10 of these buildings are historic, some built back between 1913 and 1928. And there are actually about 30 different buildings that you can stay in. These are the lodge buildings, and you have a choice of at least 30, which is pretty cool. Now, we opted to stay in one of the historic buildings. We're staying in the Scripps building, which was built back somewhere between 1913 and 1928. And we'll give you a room tour at the end of this video. So as you can see, the buildings that you can stay in, the lodges, are scattered around the property. And it's very relaxing, very quiet. The rooms do not have TVs or telephones. The idea is to come here, relax, unwind, disconnect from the world. But they do have Wi-Fi across this whole campus. So one of the first buildings that was built was the main social hall in 1913, made completely of redwood. And now it serves as the main lobby. So let's go inside and take a look. As you approach the main lobby, you'll see these bicycles which can be rented. And in the front, there's outdoor seating and fire pits, which they will light for you in the evening. So you can sit back, relax around a fire. So let's go inside the main social hall, which I said is now the main lobby, and show you what you'll see in here. It's absolutely beautiful. What you'll find inside are two pool tables, and as you turn to the right, you'll be able to appreciate the redwood beams which support the ceiling of this social hall. And today it is used as a social hall too. People spend the day here relaxing, warming themselves by the large fire, and it's a great place to spend some time. At the far end of the hall is the reception desk for the hotel. And it's at that desk that you can sign up for free guided tours on Friday and Saturdays. Sue's favorite spot to hang out in this building was right by the fire. Finally, to the right of the reception desk is Phoebe's Cafe, which offers delicious coffee, sandwiches, and breakfast items, as well as snacks and drinks. Gorgeous building. You gotta love all that redwood. Now, right next door over here is the chapel, and that was built in 1915. We're gonna go and take a look inside, see if we can get inside. And the chapel was also designed and built by Julia Morgan in the arts and crafts style, made with redwoods, natural stone, and built very similar to the building we were just in. The chapel was closed, but peeking through the glass you could see all the redwood that was used to make this building. Okay, let's move on to another historic building, the Crocker Dining Hall, which was built in 1918. And today it serves breakfast and also dinner for the guests and for outsiders. Breakfast is $22 a person, dinner's $44 a person, but I think it's a cafeteria style. But we're going to see if we can get inside and take a peek. And the dining hall is located right to the right of that main social hall, the reception area where you check in, the first building that we saw. It's right to the right. There's the dining hall. If you're interested in eating here, you can purchase meal tickets at the front desk in the social hall. And when you head into the dining hall, you'll be greeted by a magnificent redwood ceiling. As you can see, that main dining hall is built in the same arts and crafts style with the exposed redwood beams, just like the reception hall, the main hall we first saw. Absolutely gorgeous. And again, this was built back in 1918, this particular dining hall. So there are multiple historic buildings on this campus, but let's look at one more, the Merrill Auditorium, which was the last building that Julia Morgan did, and this one was completed in 1928. Let's go over and see if we can find it and see if we can get inside. As you can see, all the pathways sort of wind through the property, surrounded by trees, bushes. Beautiful spot. And I think this is it, the Merrill Auditorium, built in 1928. As I said, one of the last buildings that Julia Morgan designed and helped build. Now, unfortunately, the building was locked, but we're able to peek through the windows to get a look inside. And what we saw was a very impressive grand hall made out of redwood. So unfortunately that building was locked too. But right across the way from the building is another historic building. This one's used as a residence hall, as a hall where you can stay in. It's called the Pirates Den. And this is one of 30 buildings that you can actually stay in. Let's see if we can get inside. And you can definitely tell this is an historic building with all the natural wood. Look, they used logs for the ceiling, and then the rooms are right down here. And it seems every building we've been in has a fireplace, and they're ready to go. What you're supposed to do is ask at the front desk and someone will come down and light it. But the paper, wood, everything ready to go to start a fire. So that was Pirates Den, just an example of one of the historic buildings that you can stay in if you come here. So we like about this Asilomar Conference Center and Hotel Center is that it's in the Asilomar State Park, and it's literally right on the Pacific Ocean, and some great trails to explore and see the Pacific. And we're going to take you down there now and show you how close it is to this facility. Okay, we got Sue here for a walk down to the beach, but before we go down there, let me show you quickly the Scripps building that we're staying in, another historic building. The Scripps building is one of the original historic buildings that was used to house the women who came here back in the early 1900s when this place was the YWCA. When you go inside, you step back about 100 years, and what you'll find is that you're surrounded by redwood. Our room was up on the second floor. So as I said, this is one of the original buildings when this place was the YWCA. You can see it comes with 2 single beds. It's all redwood, ceiling, walls, and a basic bathroom. No TV, no telephone, but there is Wi-Fi in the room. And then they have these windows that you can open up. And at night we sleep with the windows open, and you can actually hear the ocean and get a nice cool breeze. And the great thing is that it's only a 5-minute walk down to the Pacific. Let's head on down there. The Asilomar State Park Trails is only a 5-minute walk from the hotel. These trails run along the Pacific Ocean and give you some spectacular views. So when you cross this road straight ahead, there's a path that actually takes you down to the beach. But if you hang a right along the road, you can pick up a trail that winds along this road with good views of the ocean. I'll show you. So that's the trail right to the beach. and go right, and you can find the trail that goes along the beach. It's a very short walk along this road, maybe 100 feet or so, to pick up the trail that parallels the ocean. So some of the trail entrances have been closed because of erosion, but just keep walking and you'll get to the trail that's open. Once you find the opening, head on down to the trail. So this trail will take you to the right, all the way up, probably a good 1.5 miles. And it's a great trail. If you come here, definitely take this trail. It's nice. And when you take this trail, you'll be rewarded with one of the best beach walks you've ever had.
Welcome to the beautiful Pacific Ocean.
So this trail that we're on is part of the Asilomar State Park, and the hotel and conference center that we're just showing you is also within the state park system. So it's a beautiful spot. If you come to Pacific Grove, you got to come down here, and you could even drive along the road here. And unlike 17 Mile Drive, there's no charge to drive along here. While up at 17 Mile Drive, it's a $12 charge, and I think this has better views. And if you drive down to this spot, you can pull over to the side of the road. But I'd recommend walking the trail. It's beautiful.
Well, that's it for now.
Until next time, safe travels.